Hey kids, it's Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. Now, it's that time of year again, isn't it? In the last couple of weeks we've seen brand new bikes from the likes of Triumph, Ducati, Yamaha. Now it's Honda's turn again. So what bike am I talking about? Well, it's a brand new bobber style cruiser from Honda called the CMX1100 Rebel. It's clearly aimed at the American market, but it is coming here too. All right, let's take a look at it. Okay, so Honda have sent me a couple of marketing videos. I'll show you this first one. It's less than a minute long. It just shows you what the bike's all about. Let's run it. Okay, so what do you think of that? Do you like it? Anyway, I said I'd talk you through the spec. Honda very kindly sent me a press release with some of the details. I've highlighted some of the key bits of the spec that I want to know. I thought I'd quickly take you through some of those while I'll show you some pictures on the screen again of the bike. So here we go then. So the bike, basically it comes from back in 2017, Honda released the A2 license-friendly 500cc twin-cylinder CMX1100 Rebel. And apparently in 2019 that bike became Europe's third biggest selling custom style machine. So they thought we'll have a bit more of that and we'll come out with one with a bit better performance. So the CMX1100 Rebel adds more performance, a wealth of Honda's most advanced technology, and it's been designed deliberately as a motorcycle with dual personality, it says here. It's ready for a leisurely laid-back cruise as it is for an exciting blast. All right, they all say that, don't they? Anyway, some of the key specs then. The seat height, 700mm, so nice and low, so easy to get your feet on the deck, which is just as well because it's 223 kilograms wet, which actually isn't that heavy for this type of bike, to be fair. It's got a 1084cc parallel twin-cylinder engine. It's actually the one derived from the CRF 1100 Africa Twin, and it's been tuned to give a strong bottom end and mid-range punch. In terms of the figures, 64 kilowatts peak power, 98 newton meters peak torque, so plenty of go there by the sounds of it. In terms of some of the things that it's got on the bike, it's got LED lights now. It's got an LCD instrument display, which is kind of reverse, a negative version of the instrument display. Interestingly, it's not a TFT colour one. It's got 3 default riding modes plus a 4th user customizable option. It's got wheelie control and cruise control. Goodness knows why you need wheelie control on a bike like this, but there we go. But cruise control certainly makes sense. And it's also got the option of Honda's unique dual clutch transmission, which will cost you about another 900 quid on top, I think. Lots of accessories available for the new bike. They've grouped them into 2 loose categories. One called the street category, and in that there are things like a solo rear rack, a different seat, a tank pad, headlight fairing, shorter front mudguard and wheel stripes. And then in the other grouping of accessories, which they're calling the Tour group, there's another type of seat, a wadding seat they're calling it, a rear passenger backrest, a bigger rear rack, a fabric saddlebag and a screen. Just looking through the technical specs here, some of the things that leapt out at me that you might want to know that I haven't talked about already. The fuel tank capacity, 13.6 litres, which seems about the going rate, I guess, for a bike like this. The seat height I've already mentioned, as I have the weight. The suspension on here, fairly basic. It's preload adjustable only on the front, 43mm cartridge style, and on the back, preload adjustable twin piggyback rear shock. The brakes, just worth mentioning, on the front, 330mm floating disc. It's a single disc with a 4-pot caliper, so it'd be interesting to see when we get to ride this how that actually holds up, because a single disc on a bike like this sounds like it may not be quite enough. On the back it's got a 256mm single disc. And that's it really for the bits of interest from the spec. Let's have a look at some more pictures of the bike, some of the detail, and just see what we think of it. Okay, so Honda very kindly sent me some pictures of the bike in detail, so we can have a look at those together now. Starting off with this one frame, not much really to say there. And so quickly moving on. Here's the rear light, which looks quite tidy at the back end there, actually, doesn't it? As I said, all LED on the bike as well, which looks nice. Doesn't look like this is going to need a towel tidy, unusually. Of course, we've got the usual UK massive number plate hanger, which everybody complains about, but I like the look of the indicators and the rear light there. Good work. Next up, here's that front single disc that I talked about. It's got a 4-pot caliper, but it is only a single disc, so it remains to be seen how good that's going to be stopping power-wise. Of course, it's not a sports bike, it's not a performance machine, but nonetheless, I imagine it's going to be quite torquey with that 1100cc engine in there. So we'll see how the brakes hold up in the real world. Here's the rear swing arm. This looks quite basic, doesn't it? I mentioned that the pricing of the bike is very competitive. Maybe this is one of the areas where they've skimped a little bit, but yeah, very basic looking swing arm. Here's the bike itself in all its glory. It comes in a couple of colours as far as I can tell, a red and a black, so obviously this is the red one. What do you make of that? Obviously it's bobber styled. It's a bit, for my taste, and this is purely a personal opinion, it's just a little bit too sit up and beg for me. Just the way that the frame is raked up at that angle, I don't think it looks quite as good as the competitors. Alright, moving swiftly on. Oh, there's another angle of the red bike as well. I do like the red colour. Here's a picture of the engine itself, and again, it does look very familiar, doesn't it, from the Africa Twin, although in this case fully blacked out. I think on the Africa Twin it's got some bronzed bits, but looks fine. It's a great engine on the Africa Twin, and of course this one is also available in the dual clutch transmission, as so many Hondas are, and I love the DCT Hondas, so this one no exception. It's, as I say, about 900 quid extra for that. Here's the black bike, or grey, dark grey, sort of a graphite grey, very blacked out look. Quite like that actually. I think I might prefer that over the red. And another angle. There's the lock for taking the seat off. Again, the engine again. Oh, here's the exhaust. What do you make of that? These Euro 5 exhausts are all pretty uninteresting, aren't they? I think that would need some sort of replacing. I imagine that sounds very muted, I don't know. But again, we'll hold judgment until we actually ride it. But you're not so keen on the exhaust. Front end looks okay. Not so sure about that radiator. Not, you know, again, a necessary evil in liquid-cooled bikes, of course. But yeah, it's not that well disguised, I think. Front end again. There's the front light, which does look nice. And again, the front light from a different angle showing you the LED views. Oh, and there's the lights off. Fair enough. Left-hand switch gear, nice and simple, which I do like, actually. Nothing too complicated here. There's that fuel tank again. I'm not sure about it being raked up like that. It doesn't appeal to me. Again, interested to hear your views on that. Again, a shot of the radiator. There's that back end, which does look quite neat, actually. There's the rear suspension setup. Again, quite a simple suspension on this. And there's the back end of the bike generally. And that's the right-hand switchgear. Again, nothing too complicated. Unfortunately, I haven't got any shots of the display, I don't think. But there we go. Those are the pictures. Oh, there's the looking down on the fuel tank as well. All right, so that's it for the pictures. So that, in a nutshell, is the new Honda CMX1100 Rebel. What do you make of it? I think in terms of competitors, the things that come to my mind are things like the Triumph Bobber and the Indian Bobber as well. The Triumph I've ridden quite a bit and the Indian I haven't. They're both beautiful looking bikes. To my mind, I think both the Triumph and the Indian look nicer than the Honda, but that's just a personal preference. In terms of pricing, I had a quick look on the internet just now to check how these compare. Now, the Triumph itself, the Bobber, that starts at 10,650, so 1,650 more than the Honda starts at, and the Indian Scout Bobber starts at 12 grand, so that's 3 grand more than the Honda starts at. So depending on your lot, you've got to kind of decide whether the Indian is 3 grand's worth more better looking than the Honda, if that makes sense. Okay, I must say a huge thank you to Honda UK for giving me the early heads up on the brand new CMX1100 Rebel. Hope you found that of some interest. If you're not subscribed to the channel so far, please do consider doing so. It'd be great to have you along next time, and there will be more videos coming along just like this soon. Now, before I go, I will run you the other marketing video that Honda sent me. Warning, it is very American. Anyway, I'll leave you with it, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Until then, this has been the Mist and Fly. Cheerio.
This year, this is a statement, a declaration. It's the intersection of raw and refined, of laid back and hold on. It's 6 torqued out speeds housed in an automatic dual clutch transmission, a standard ride mode, and an anything but standard ride. It's the perfect song at the perfect time. Yeah, that's the one. This is ABS standard, LEDs front and back, and it's over 90 horses of this is gonna be fun. Now this is unexpected, because this is sport bike fun, all dressed up as a cruiser. It's high revs, lightning fast shifts, it's nimble and lean, and it devours curves one by one. This one, that one, the next one. It gets low and leans in. This is life goals. This is all day, any day. Out here, this is an escape pod because this goes the distance. It's power wrapped in comfort, tempered by torque control. It's rain mode with no rain necessary. Smooth shifts, passengers welcome. This is next-gen technology made simple. Yes, this is our latest creation. The 2021 Honda Rebel 1100. All-day Rebel.
Hey kids, it's Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. Now, it's that time of year again. In the last couple of weeks, we've seen brand new bikes from the... Let's do that again. All right, so what do you think of that then? Does it appeal to you? Don't know. Okay. Anyway, I said I'd talk you through the specs. So Honda very kindly sent me pre-notice of... let's do it again.